So, this is how you would prepare it to be going. You will notice I have not put adhesive to the bottom inch of the tracker, simply because you don't really want to stick it to the wall. You'll also notice that this back straight edge will keep that back plate absolutely firm and absolutely flat, and it will show you if you've got any slight undulations, so you know where your thicknesses of the wall are good or bad. That means you know where you can apply a little bit more adhesive if necessary. Now the trowel for this job, because this is a travertine type tile, we would normally use the standard size trowel. This would be for floors, this is normally for walls. I prefer to use this one, that's the one we should use. When you comb your first one up, always leave it the same way. I like it vertical, some do it horizontal, but I like to leave it all vertical. It's important that we fix the tiles to the walls correctly and there's a full bond. Right, the first tile that we've already chosen to go, I've already cut this one because I know we're going to have it on. We're simply just going to drop it into the track. You'll hear a lovely thud. There we go. Now we can't get much simpler than that. We're not too bothered about this cut edge at the moment because we've got a big thick tile going on this edge. We know we're going to be level. This is flat and we've set that there. If we want to adjust it, just simply lift it, rotate the handles, that's fine. We'll come back to that one. Let's just have another look at another tile. Now, you will hear people say sometimes that they dob and dab a tile. Under no circumstances are we going to dob and dab. We must have full adhesion on the wall, and we must work within the parameters of the adhesive they're using, whether it's a adhesive. What you can do, however, if you do what we call a double spreading, I'll briefly show you what I mean by double spreading. This is a double spread. And all we're simply doing is covering 80% of the back of the tile. Okay? We don't have to do the whole of the tile. We simply just put in another coat on. This will give us a little bit of extra addition and a little bit of extra adjustment. I am not going to take particular notice of the gaps or the spaces at this moment. I'm simply going to put 3 tiles on and I'm going to show you how to use the tools. I'm going to do the same thing again here. Just another thin stroke. Some people call this pancaking, some people, well, all sorts of different things. I always call it a double spread, that's exactly what it is. We know we must get all these tiles on fully tight. Right, just take that out because this little tool, I want to show you how to use it. In the packet of tools is what we call a lifter adjuster. You take it out of the packet and you've got this. What this tile does, what this lifter does, it allows us, watch this, to go down through the tile, into the back, pull out the tile that's slightly out of line, either from the top or the bottom. You can use the 2mm section on this if you wish. Pull it out so all the faces are flat. And we have a lovely flat face. We know that that one's flat. We do the same with the other. We can tank it in from the top, that way, or we can put it in that way if we wish. One of the reasons if you double spread is you will sometimes give this sort of effect, which is great because it means the more we're pushing back, the more we're pushing onto the wall, the more grip we've got, the flatter we can make these. And that multi-tool sets everything off ready for the spaces, which just simply sit. Well, we can do it 2 or 3 ways. We can put them in that way, we can put them in that way, or we can use them in the crosses if we wish. You only need one of these spacers per tile. They've got 12mm fix on, as you can see. So they do hold up the tiles extremely solidly. So any which way we want to use them. The other way I want to show you, of course, when we go around a corner, the other tile will sit on that lip. We'll come to that in a few minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, we've simply put 4 tiles on now, and it's absolutely imperative that when you're setting off any tile job, that you start as absolutely flat and as perfect as you can, because that is the starting point. If you start right, you will always end up right. Vertically and horizontally correct as much as we can get, so we know we can adjust them out a little bit. Now, if you pull a tile off a wall through adjustment, or you haven't got enough adjustment on, reapply more adhesive. Don't pull one off and think you can just put it back on. You must reapply adhesive so that the bond is structurally sound and sound. We need to be up vertically correct, so we're checking it with your good level, and we're perfect. So we know with that fine adjustment that we've got that. But that's not the only thing you need to do. We also need your long level. This has to be right, and that's fine, absolutely fine. So again, you can use your little adjusting tool for pulling things out. So if your base blocks are correct, it will always be correct. What I do when I'm doing the first 3 or 4, and it's completely up to you, I sometimes infill the top of adhesive, then clean it off, just to fill in the top rows. Something I've got used to doing. You don't necessarily have to do it, but I do.